Okay, just be like. We're going to try to use these because remember we told you we're going to be putting the sessions on the website. We've already had folks asking about that. What's taking us a little time is with our new camera system and the mic system. We realized we had issues with aligning the volume and aligning the sound with it. So I just asked Elizabeth, please use the microphone, even if you don't need it, so that we can hopefully align those two and get them on the website for you more quickly. So thank you, Elizabeth.
It is very dangerous to give me a microphone, so let's see how this works out. It's a freedom, they don't even give me a landmark, so that's a really sensitive mic too, I'm the whole time. Alright, what I want you to do is I want you to put your pens down. We're going to do an activity this morning. Oh yeah. Put your pens down, put all your stuff down. And I want you to think for 1 second about this question and how it applies to you, and then we're going to get up and do something. In your work day, in your work life, or in your regular life, I want you to think about, are you the kind of person who has to get everything done first before they can play, have fun, giggle, goof off, do stuff? Or can you have fun all through your day, as long as you get stuff done at the end? So think, are you the kind of person who's going to check off everything on my list first, then I can go and have fun? Or are you the kind of person who can have fun all throughout your day? Okay, we're thinking, right? We're thinking. All right, if you're the kind of person who has to work first, I want you to think about this. Work first is over here, and play throughout your day is over there. But this is a continuum. So you tell me where, some of you already know where the other person is. That's why you're pointing at. I'm like, I know, or you're going to follow this line. I want you to put yourself somewhere on the line. You don't have to be all the way in, you don't have to be all the other. If you're a little bit, I can play throughout my day. Somewhere done, first. You can be somewhere over here, maybe in the middle, if you're a middle person. So over there is work first. Over there is play throughout the day. All right, I only got 30 minutes today to talk, so let's move. Somewhere on the continuum up here. Work first, over there, playing over there. You guys didn't realize how many that hurt you. It's just that I'm now cutting this part. Just because it gets so background. You can more people there. You can share spots with friends here, right? We're all friends. We know each other. All right. Okay, so stay where you are. Now, people over here with the work first. First of all, let me say I'm very interested that there's nobody on the wall. Somebody want to be on that wall. Same thing for the fun people. I got people curving down. I want to get as far down as I can. People down here who have to get everything checked off first. What's your thoughts about the people down there? What your toes? What else? What's your thoughts when you see people who are playing throughout their day? What's your thoughts?
How do they get it done?
How do they get it done? Go ahead, say the things in your mind. It's okay. I'm going to go ask them in a minute too, and they're not going to say nice things good. What do we got?
Do they not get stressed?
Do they not get stressed? Do you guys get stressed? Never at all. They just don't know. They get stressed. They're lying. What else? What else do you think? Come on. I know what you're thinking. Don't have anything to do. Don't they have enough work to do? Mine must need more work. That's a thing, isn't it? It is. All right, I'm going to come down here and give you guys your fair shot now. What do you think about the people down there? They're too mean. No, they're too rigid. What else? Party goobers. What? Boring. Boring. What else? Too tight. And if you say, folks, they weren't going to be nice about it. You should have been so nice about it. You should have just let loose. Lacking balance. Do you guys think you like balance? Do you guys think you like balance?
Yes.
Some of you do. Some of you want a little more of this, huh? All right, now that we've talked about this, does anyone want to move on the line? Does anyone think that they should change their position a little bit? Kind of now that own it. You gotta own it. Own it. All right, you can go back to your seats now. I'm going to explain that a little bit more when we get back to our desks.
I have stuff. Where would
you, Tom.
But you.
Okay, I'm gonna highlight your statement we just walked by. She said, those people stress me out. Guess what, fun people? You do. You stress everybody out. You do. Guess what? I'm a fun person. I wouldn't be talking about this if I wasn't one of you. When we did this in my office, we did it with about 15 people in an HR office. And we did it with our COO, Ted Kershaw, also in the room. And so the want for everybody, especially in the business world of any kind of business, even nonprofit, is, well, I better go stand over here because my boss is here and I want them to think that I got to do my work first. But that's not the reality of it. The reality of it is some of us fit over here. When I did it, when we said we could get up and go, everyone in my office kind of went over there. I was like, I couldn't have gotten farther into that wall. And you know what? My COO stood next to me. Somebody's got to stand up for fun. Somebody's got to stand up and say, this is what we need in our workplace. And we do need it in our workplace, whether you like it or, hey guys, whether you like it or not, we're going to have to do it. Some of you want more fun in your workplace. I get that. But it's hard to get it there. So we're going to talk a little bit today about how you can get it there. But more importantly, what is the number one thing you can be doing as a supervisor, as a boss, especially you, those of you over here, the most important thing you can do as a supervisor and a boss to ensure fun in your workplace, and I'm sorry, cameraman, I'm going to walk the whole time. Too much anything, and especially before it came. The individuals who are over here, if you're a boss, the best thing you can do is allow the fun to happen. It's really hard, isn't it? It's really, really hard. You know why it's hard for them fun people? You want to know why? Because they're thinking all those thoughts in their head. Are they not busy? Are they not busy enough? Do they need more work? Are they interrupting other people? It drives them crazy. Let me tell you why, actually. This is part of the Myers-Briggs temperament. If you've ever done a Myers-Briggs, you know that gives you the letters of extrovert, introvert, intuitive, sensing, feeling, thinking. This is actually the last dynamic, which is the perceiver-judger. Judger, perceiver. It doesn't mean what you think it means, though. So I would say if you're interested in Myers-Briggs, go and look it up. It's really kind of a cool personality indicator. But what it means is that these individuals have got to get their list checked off before that they can do any fun. Fun people, it's not that they don't want to have fun. They can't physically have the fun until the list is checked off. And I'm serious about that. I have a coworker of mine who's my psychological opposite, has every letter that I don't have. I have the other ones. And he truly, if I try to get him involved in fun and his stuff's not done, he can't focus even on the fun. He can't enjoy the fun because all he's thinking about is, I've got to get this work done. This work is not done yet, right? Some of you who are over there, you can't have fun unless the list's checked off. Physically, just can't focus on that fun. Now, fun people, if I put you in an office and said, you're going to sit in that office for 2 hours till you get your list checked off, then you can come out and talk to people, what would you do? You'd probably twitch, right? You'd probably be like, oh, I'm not going to, I don't want to be in here. You're going to have a tantrum, is what you're going to do. And you're going to be really not productive, right? Okay, people who are over there. The people who are over here, if you don't let them have the fun, they're much less productive. They truly can't give you the production that you need at the end of the day. The people over here, their mindset is, I will get my work done today. It will happen. Everything I have to get done today will get done today. On my schedule, on my time frame. Every time they're coming out of their office or away from their desk or sending a cute email about a kitten hanging on in real life. Even I get those emails and I roll my eyes. Please don't send those emails, they're terrible. Every time they're doing that, they're actually re-energizing themselves. It's where they're getting their energy piece from. Every single time. Now, those of you who are over here and have to get your checklist, hey, fun people, leave them alone. You know who they are. They're the people who you just said, oh, they're anal, they're not fun, they're boring. You said that, I heard you. You can't take it back now. You said it. They're not boring and anal and not fun. They are fun, but they gotta get their stuff done. Let them get their stuff done first. Let them check all the boxes first. Then go bother them. Hey, wanna play? Let's go do something. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be great. As a supervisor, the best thing you can do, as a boss, an executive, the best thing you can do is allow fun in your workplace. I told you earlier how everyone was worried having a boss in the workplace when I had Ted, our COO, in the same learning environment we were in. Everyone was a little worried about, should I say I want to have fun? Is that going to be looked on bad? Because in the business world, that doesn't look good, having fun in the workplace. I should be here, I'm here to work. You've heard that before, right? I pay you to work, I don't pay you to have fun. You've heard that before. We've all heard that. We might have said it, some of you. Everyone was worried how he was going to see that when he was in that room. But the reality is, he's a big proponent of fun. He has a lot of fun at his job. He likes to do silly and fun things. When we do fun things at our office, he's the first one to pitch in. What does that tell the rest of your staff?
It's okay.
It's okay. It's allowed. Now, you don't have to require people to have fun if they don't want to. If they got to get their boxes checked on their list, let them do it. But there's no reason not to incorporate the fun somewhere in the workplace. There's very easy, very little things you can do. Now, you don't have to be the fun person. Some of you guys are happier to hear that, aren't you? Over here, like, well, actually, probably all of you are happy to hear it. Even the people over here are going, I'm just so busy. I don't know when I'm going to find the time to bring fun into the workplace. You don't have to be the fun person, the fun, I just heard some of those companies do chief fun officer and things like that. You don't have to be that person. But I bet you there's someone on your staff you can think of right now who would be happy to be that person. Who loves to bring up new ideas, or, oh, we should have a celebration for this. I'm queen of that in my office. Some of you know. Queen of that in my office. Today, did anybody know what today is? On the calendar? That's calendar day, what they were celebrating. What is it? Yeah, National Administrative Assistance Day. How many of you got something for your administrative assistants, if any of you have any? Oh,
I told you about it.
if you have any administrative professionals in your office, not even just your administrative professional, if you have anybody who's administrative in your buildings, you should at least say a thank you or have a card. So at lunch today, you might have a card or call Edible Arrangements or somebody and get that settled. But as an example, there's always somebody in your office who's willing to do that extra effort because they want to have the fun. Let them do that. In our office, I happen to be it. My boss has no problem with that. And she doesn't have to do the parties and things like that, but I get to do it. Something that's creative for me that I enjoy. My job is very similar to your job. It's not a fun job. Is your job's fun? The actual doing of your job fun? I got one yes in the background. Sure. This is it. Is it fun? Kind of do a lot of depressing stories. Right? Not you. You have good ones. All good ones. We all have jobs where we have to raise funds, and that's not always easy. We have some really sad stories that we have to deal with and help people. We have a lot of people we need to help who are in a tight pinch where they are in their life at that time. We have some really sad things going on in our world. It's really important to re-energize and reinvigorate your staff so they don't get burned out on that. My job's a lot like that too. I like Andrea said earlier, I do a lot of terminations. I do a lot of write-ups. I have to counsel on things like layoff. That can get really wearing after a while. It's very, very important that as a supervisor, you're allowing your staff to have this fun. You don't have to be the first one to start it, but you certainly need to allow it. Any idea on how you can allow it, how you can be showing people that it's okay to have fun? Crowd goes silent. I can see it. Don't not look at it. What was that?
Participate.
Absolutely. Participate. If somebody in your office wants to do something fun, the first thing you can do is put down your pen and go participate. It might just be 5 seconds. Might be 2 seconds. Might be that somebody wants to do some kind of a fun quiz that day, or crossword puzzle, and everybody pitches in. It's good for your teamwork, it's good for morale, it's good for a family atmosphere, it's good to reinvigorate everybody to do something that's not just your regular work. Even those who have to check those boxes, if you just do it for a few minutes, we'll be okay. We'll be alright, we'll still get things done that day. We're going to get some accomplished. So the first thing you can do is participate. The second thing you can do is to promote that individual who's going to be that fun individual, the person who wants to do those fun and creative things. Give them a little bit of a push that it's okay to do this and keep going forward with it, keep doing it. That's a big deal. Let them know that they're supported by you and that you want that. Every now and then, you'll have a naysayer in your office. You can already think of that person, can't you? If they're here, don't make eye contact. It's not going to be good. That'll be a conversation on the ride back to the office. You don't want that. You'll have a naysayer. You'll have somebody who just does not want to get on board. Silly is not their deal. It doesn't have to be always be silly, but fun, extra things. They're just there to, sorry about the feedback, guys. They're just there to really get their job done, get a paycheck, and go home. There's someone like that, unfortunately. You have some rules as a supervisor with this too, though. Don't ever require anybody to have fun. Don't ever require anybody to have to participate. Does that ever work for you? You're gonna have fun. What do you like or not? Does that ever work for you? Does anyone ever have fun then? You make them have fun. No, you're gonna have fun. Come over here. It's like my 5-year-old at birthday parties. You're gonna come over here. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be Chuck E. Cheese. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna go today. Oh my God, you're gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese. You're gonna have a good time, and you're gonna do. That's not gonna work with your staff. So don't require anyone to have fun. You don't have to require them to participate if they don't want to. But you can require that they're not toxic to the fun that's going on. And really what I'm telling you here is that they're not toxic to your environment. They're not toxic to your teamwork and your staff morale. And you may have one now, you may have had one in the past, you may have one coming one day, but you can't let any staff be toxic. And that includes the fun stuff. You can say, our culture is a fun one. We do lots of fun stuff. If you're too busy to participate, I treat everybody like a professional. You know your timeline for the day, your schedule for the day. If you don't have time to schedule to participate, don't. If you do, great. We want you as part of the fun. That's wonderful. But someone doesn't get to go around and make other people feel bad for participating. They don't get to give an attitude, an overt attitude, or overt appearance that it's not okay. Those are things that you do need to stop immediately. It's very important because that's the first thing that'll sabotage it. We started doing this kind of a fun initiative in our office, in our HR office. We had one or two who just could not get on board. They couldn't get the concept. They couldn't understand it first. This was one, going to be okay, because it was never okay in their whole history of employment before. And two, that they wanted to be silly. Because it's a self-esteem issue. Do I want to put myself out there so much that other people might judge me for being silly? It happens sometimes. We didn't make them participate at all, but we certainly didn't allow them to put a damper on the spirits of what was going on. That's very important. And when I say what was going on, it wasn't parties all the time necessarily, or goofiness. On occasion, we may have had a paper fight at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, impromptu, whatever. Something to alleviate stress. On occasion, we have a Who Has the Best Story of the Week competition, because we get some doozies in HR. But we didn't necessarily have, blow up parties all the time, but every time we were doing something a little bit fun, we didn't allow that persons, a few of them, to keep others from being able to enjoy that fun. It's very, very important. And as a supervisor, that's your job as an executive director, whatever your role is, it's very important that you don't allow that to happen, because that'll put out that flame that fast. So you do need to let that person know if there is someone who's starting to be that way. Hey, that's not going to work. You don't have to participate, but you certainly can't put the damper on everybody else's fun. Now, there's always some questions about when I talk about fun or I do anything, and I talk a little bit about it in that you're going to have a little blog in your paper that I wrote a while ago on fun in the workplace. You can see your notebook, or the handouts, whatever you have. But there's always a problem or always a concern from supervisors or business owners or boards. If you have too much fun, what's going to happen? What's that? You're not going to get the work done? Meet deadlines? HR person in the back, what's your concern if we have too much fun?
It's not going to get done.
Hmm?
It's not going to get done.
Not going to get done? That it might be inappropriate. Is a cat hanging off a cliff's not inappropriate. But there's some of those jokes that you've seen come down that are not appropriate, right? You've gotten some of those email jokes where you went, I'm not going to hit forward on that one. It was funny, but I'm not going to hit forward because it's going to be a problem. Right? You've gotten this before. We've all gotten this before. There's always a hazard. There's a hazard that the work doesn't get done. There's a hazard that it gets to a point of out of control or inappropriate. In your jobs as managers, supervisors, whatever your role is, your whole job is managing staff. Your whole job is to make sure our workflow gets accomplished. That's part of what you do. So with that said, this is a hazard. I'm not going to say it goes away. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. People get out of control. We get a little silly. We get a little too loud. It's a little crazy. Part of your job will be to rein it back in appropriately on occasion. I'll go ahead and tell you that. That doesn't go away. You have to assume everybody's a professional and that they know where the line is. But then you can reinforce that on occasion. And make sure they understand where those lines are without kind of putting out that flame. But it is a hazard and it does happen. So I'm not going to take that concern out of your mind. But I really think that it's worth that hazard. It's worth the risk to go ahead and do that, to have the fun in the workplace. And take that chance. I promise you that your morale will be better, and I promise you that you'll enjoy your workplace a lot more. You should walk up here and tell me that.
No, I'm trying to stop the feedback.
Are there any questions? Now I have to finish it myself. Are there any questions that I can answer about fun in the workplace, or about any kind of resources or anything like that I can answer for you about fun in the workplace? There's a lot, my friend.
I am.
We're too close to it. I feel bad as one of you guys back here.
He stated that, don't let everyone that doesn't participate, sit down and participate. But if the person don't want to participate, what it is for the others that have one come and volunteer.
That's a great question, because that actually did happen in our workplace. Like I said, we had a few people in our workplace who were, they did not want to have a donor here. She said, what she asked was that, I had stated earlier that I had a few people who didn't want to participate in the fun, but how do you keep them necessarily from dampening the fun of the others, or when the others come, and bother that person. I want them to play too. Come on, let's play this game. And they don't want to be bothered. How do you handle that type of situation? Again, we had that situation in our office. We had a few people who did not want to participate in the fun. They were, I think, a little worried, subconscious about how it would affect them professionally. They were a little worried about, getting their work accomplished. These are individuals who really were on this side of the spectrum. They just truly had to get their work done before they could play. And that's reasonable, that's acceptable, and that's perfectly okay. But you need to respect that. So part of that's conversation. Do this dynamic with your staff that we just did. I guarantee you, they're already going to know who falls where on the line. You already know from your staff. You know where they're going to fall. They know where each other's going to fall. If you do this experiment or this exercise with your staff, I bet you'll have a much better understanding and talk the way that I did about how it's okay for both sides. The sides have plenty of work to do. They just know how to meter it out. Well, they still have fun and be energized. This side wants to get stuff done and then they can have fun. It's not that they're trying to be a stick in the mud. It's that they just really have to get it done first so they can enjoy the play. So they're not distracted by what that's waiting for them. But if you have that conversation, a lot of your employees first will have a better understanding of each other. And will kind of be more respectful in that. That's step one. Step two is if it starts in, if you have a few, they might come and talk with you anyways and tell you that it's happening, whether it is or not. Let them know that you'll address it, and the individuals who are trying to get them to have fun, tell them, you're going to be left alone. Let them be. You still do what you got to do to have your day and be productive and enjoy your job here, but let them be. Let them do what they want in their workspace with what they do. I'll tell you though, if you keep it going, if you keep the environment fun and make it persistent, don't let it just die out. And it is effort. It's not easy. You have to be actively going and doing and thinking about these things. And, you can get real wrapped up in work all day, and you can realize that you've got 4 weeks, 5 weeks, a year doing anything fun in your workplace without really appreciating or enjoying your coworkers. So you really do have to kind of set yourself a reminder to keep thinking of these things and fun things to do, just random fun things to do if you have to. You'll be very surprised at those people who are naysayers who didn't want to play. When they realize it's a safe environment to play and that it's acceptable and the boss keeps doing it, a lot of them will join in. Our 2 naysayers who are very worried about it have now since joined in and do their own fun days where they come up with something fun to do and keep it perpetuating. It's just a matter of making sure that they understand that this environment is safe for them to do it in. Some will never join on board, but if that's becomes your culture, it's a fun culture, it's a culture of this is the way that we operate, it's one of those things where it's like you're going to have to kind of get on board, or you're going to have to at least make your own way in that culture, or make a decision if that's really where you want to be. So if this is a culture that you want, a fun culture, I suggest that you go that direction and let the other individuals in your team decide that they want to go there too, on their own.
So is this usually scheduled at the end of the day so that it might be the last hour so that people know how to schedule their time?
No, actually, because that's on this side, can't do it at the end of the day. I will die before the end of the day if I'm going to talk to someone or have fun. I will wilt like a flower. It's not good. It's not pretty at all. No, it's got to be all throughout the day. But those who can't participate until their job is done are not required to participate. So there are some things fun at the end of the day, some things that are fun throughout the day. Usually they're pretty low-key. It's not this huge, massive party. Today's party that we did in our office was huge this morning. And we'll do little things throughout the day, little gifts and stuff throughout the day. We have 4 assistants in our office, so we kind of do it a little bit bigger. It's not just 1 admin in our office. We have 4. And so we do it really big in the morning, and then things die down for a while. And we'll do something fun and little a little bit later on to kind of keep the day going. But that gives the individuals who need that downtime, the downtime to get their job accomplished. And then tomorrow we go back to work as usual. So the individuals who need that, I need to get my checklist done, also know that tomorrow we're going back to normal. So if I get a little behind today, I'll be okay tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have the time to catch up. And we let everybody in the office do it. So those individuals who have to get their checklist done first, get the checklist done first, and then they try to do something fun. That one of the individuals who's very much way over there, she's also my psychological opposite. Martha, one day, is my coworker, and Martha decided that we were going to have a paper airplane contest. And just out of the blue later in the afternoon said, everybody get your paper airplanes and we're going to throw them. Now I'll tell you how Martha has kind of turned it around. We had a joke this morning about how she wanted a red carpet at her desk. Yeah, so this is someone who didn't want to do the fun before, but now all of a sudden she wants that red carpet and wants that fun and enjoyment. On my way over here, I actually took a piece of red rolled up fabric and put it at her desk like, here's your red carpet, joking around. I left, and on my way here, I get a video from the office of Martha with a shawl wrapped around her and sunglasses walking down her red carpet to send to me. Now this is someone who was not willing to join into the fun a number of years ago. She's adopted now. She's willing to accept it because she knows she's in a safe place. And that's very important that you understand that your environment is safe to be silly and have fun. That you're known as a professional to get your job done too. Any other questions?
are the initials of your other psychological opposite JG?
Yes, Jim Gutman. Yeah, and you know, any of the individuals in our office, Jim Gutman and Martha Dollarhide are actually both my psychological opposites. And you can tell that when you meet Jim and I. Jim's a wonderful guy, but everything that this is, Jim is the opposite of. So, and bless my husband's heart, so is he. So, that's just always the way. So, any other questions? I'm going to turn it over to Andrea, and I know Amy, my colleague, is speaking next, and make sure that she keeps it fun for her legal update. And she's a great speaker, you're going to love her. Thank you guys very much.